Ather Energy IPO as well, which is set to debut on Dalal Street today. What can you tell us about this one, Puneet?
Well, thank you for that. So definitely an IPO on the main board after roughly 2 months, and this expected list on exchange today. IPO was opened between the 28th and 30th of April of 2025. Essentially, it was subscribed at 1.43 times, with the retail investors taking a lead at 1.45 times of subscription. Essentially, the price band that the company has fixed is between 304 to roughly between 321 rupees per share, raising 2,969 crores, and out of that, 2,626 crores is a fresh issue. Remaining 353 crores is coming as an offer for sale. Now, one of the interesting things about the IPO was that they earmarked roughly 750 crores as essentially in terms of investment and R&D out of the total fund that they're raising in this particular IPO. They've also earmarked 927 crores for a new facility in Maharashtra at the time where their own capacity utilization is at 40% currently. So that's interesting that they're anticipating growth going forward. In terms of sales spread by models as well, what's interesting is that the newly launched model Rista, which is a family scooter, has essentially increased its total addressable market for the company. Now it forms 50% of the company's sales out of roughly about 1 lakh units that they sold in the 9 months of FY25. We've seen that for FY25 they sold 1,30,000 scooters, but just the split is missing for Rista. But Rista has increased the addressable market for the company as well as brought in newer audience which was not there before. And finally, in terms of the only issue with the IPO was the valuation, because it was valued at roughly 5.7 times price to sales, and that's roughly compared to 4 times to something like an Ola Electric, which has fallen almost 60% from its highs. In terms of EV to sales as well, valuation that's 6 times, is very steep for a company that's roughly between doing negative 20% EBITDA margins and has a net loss of about 577 crores as well for 9 months. So I think that's the reason why we saw slightly subdued, at least in terms of, because the market conditions are such in terms of just one-time subscription, overall subscription. But overall, it'll be very interesting of how the IPO list and going forward, how does it compare to someone like an Ola Electric, because it's now the number 4 player in terms of market share. So might see some squeeze in business going forward, but definitely a very interesting IPO nonetheless.